Hello, everyone. Okay. It's very pleasure to be here with you all today. We are the team from Cadson Demak. I'm Parin.
I'm Knaz.
I'm Nalat.
Let's talk about this hashtag first.
Oh, okay.
This is our hashtag for next year's fonts are brands, which this sentence means.
Yeah. As we all know that the brand most likely they represent as a person, so they have their personality, and the font is represent as their voice to express things to match with their look and feel. Yeah.
So you mean if you have a light font, it means you have the right voice for your brands, right?
Yes, like smooth and soft. Yeah.
We actually have a huge poster in our office
Yes.
reminding us every day that like
Every day, yes.
if you choose the right fonts, then 50% of your work is already done.
It's huge.
It's a really big poster, and when you work,
Yes.
Yeah, because like we use font to to communicate with a lot of people.
Yes.
So that's why it's kind of both
It's not because we are Typography, right?
Yes, I could say that.
Okay.
but this kind of like it reminds us a lot about custom fonts, right? When we like kind of tailor make a specific voice for a brand, but we're actually going to be talking about something that we don't usually talk about, which is
Yes.
our retail
Yes.
library.
Yeah, many of you mostly know as the foundry that do a lot of custom typeface, and also we are providing font on the Google font, and we also have the retail font, which is you might know some that that are available on.
Online stores.
No, I mean computer operating system that most of you use.
Can we say?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
So yeah, but we also have a lot of retail that you may know or not know.
Yes. Maybe about Google Fonts.
Yeah. So I think this is our first time that we talk about retail in public.
Yes. Our aim is to bring our retail communication back into the mainstream, communicate with our custom font services.
Yeah.
And next to our main topic today, it's about the Revival Font project. We call it Anurak Patana. The word Anurak Patana is the core concept of this project that Nalat will tell us today.
So Anurak means to conserve and Patana means to develop. So when you put that together, it means conservation and development.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a revival font project. So we take a lot of historical typefaces that can usually be found on dry transfer, for example. You can see here. There's also like a lot of dry transfer that was inspired by Latin typefaces already.
You see that at Helvetica Thai.
What about this?
Cooper Black, maybe.
Yeah. Who said that just now? Good job. Okay, so apart from like dry transfers, we also focus a lot on handcrafted techniques such as sign painting. You can see here, which really kind of depended on the skill of the sign painter as well, or how large the signage were. And you can still see it in, I think, very
Movie poster.
yeah,
Yes.
movie posters in a little bit in our past, and there's also a lot of inspiration from
Latin.
Latin as well.
If you look at this lettering have a little fast serif. It's not common in Thai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for Thai, this kind of serif is like decorative in a way.
So we're gonna talk about a few case studies. We would like to kind of bring out the core concept of this, which is Anurak Patana. This typeface is designed by one of our colleagues that won the, I think, 3rd place in Grand Chan.
Yes.
Okay, so this typeface was originally derived from like the signage that was promoting the 5th Asian Games in 1966.
Yes.
Yeah, that was held in Thailand. So the starting point for this typeface was actually just one single image, which was a single sign. And the process of this was basically, you kind of have to conserve it first. So you lift the typeface and all of the characteristics out 100% first. So you can see that there are the first two characters, Sala'a and Gokkai. Can you point? I'm not sure if
First and second
the first and second one.
The
Yeah.
look like
Yeah.
M.
It might cause some confusions,
Yes.
right? For if we still use the original design
Yeah.
now, because Thai kind of is presently used alongside Latin script.
Yeah. Actually, if you read this sentence, it can read in two separate ways. First is การแข่งขัน Asian game, which mean Asian game, right? And another one is การแบ่งบิน Asian game, which mean flying and share in the Asian game.
So after we take the core characteristics of the typeface out, we needed to modify it and kind of like bring it to present time. Yeah, so that means like basically separating the first two letters, which is Gaokai and Tala'a, and also to make like the fourth purple character, Kokai,
Kokai.
a little bit more clear because we don't really have enough time for contextual guessing anymore. You know, typefaces kind of have to read what it's supposed to read.
Yeah, and when you do the typeface, that you didn't know that how user are going to use and type, so you have to make sure that it can readable as much as possible, even though you design the display typeface.
Next, we're going to talk about Pruksa Ieng, which is a Thai cursive. This is currently an ongoing project.
Yes.
So for our native Thais over here, if you see any letters missing, it's not because we misspelled it, but it's because the glyphs aren't there yet.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is designed by Boom or Prompan Suksukmek, if any of you know her. It's also derived from dry transfer as well. So the process is quite similar. After we lift the dry transfer out of the dry transfer into digital format, we kind of still had to make tweaks and edits to it. So this is like the sketches that she made. Okay.
So this is first version?
Yeah, this is her first version. You can see that the overall there's like quite some complexity in the design itself because it's full of like swashes and very decorative elements. Like for example, the tail of the Chaw Chang. Can you extend your left arm for me?
This is Shaw Chang.
Yeah. You can see that it moves upward a little bit more. Yeah. And while if we keep progressing through the different versions, you can see that a lot of the swashes and decorative head loops, they kind of disappear a little bit. The texture gets a little bit more cleaner. But after introducing or removing the texture itself, this issue starts to kind of evolve, such as reading, because in Thai we have a lot of confusion pairs, right? As you can see in the top, I think the second.
Maybe you can go to next page that have
Yeah.
Gokai.
Okay.
Why in current version being a loop back for Gokai, Thauthung and Paw Sampao?
So the designer intend to like make it more readable. That's why she decided to bring loop back on some letter. But yeah, some of the type design might think that if you want to avoid, you have to try it at best. But in this case, is more like handwriting, so it's kind of more flexible than common typeface.
Even it out of the system of this one. Right?
Yeah, because when it becomes the handwriting is more like flexible than the very constructive typeface.
Another thing that really changed also was the form, right? Because in the first version, it kind of looks a little bit outdated because of its boxy form. But as it progressed, the curves got a little bit more organic and more soft.
I think she want to represent the fast handwriting, so she tried to make it like look more natural, more like flow with your hand skill. So that's why she tried to avoid the interrupt shape that like when you write it's very fast, it's more like curvy.
I see.
This is very common in native Thai handwriting as well,
Yes.
right? Because when you write super fast, your head loop starts to disappear.
Yes, but some still have the head loop as well.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah. So I think like, overall in the current design, it looks a little bit more friendly, more approachable compared to
Yes.
the first one. And that was the main goal of basically modifying it to make it more accessible for people to pick the fonts to use more often. So just now we talked a lot about appearance, but now let's talk about the more technical side about
Okay.
this project.
And designed by Nalat. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a typeface called Mikom, and it's also a typeface that was derived by dry transfer as well. And if you notice carefully, this there's only Thai on the dry transfer right now, right? But I got lucky because this typeface was also inspired by one of the existing Latin characters already. So when expanding the typeface into English, I had like kind of like a visual guide for me into which direction I should go. So apart from just keeping the Thai dry transfer itself, we also needed to expand it into a Latin typeface.
But this is just the starting point of the painful project.
How many versions do you have?
So many. I think this typeface actually was for me because Mikom actually hurts me a lot. It's so, so sharp.
Okay.
So when expanding it in Thai, you can see that the texture is a little bit quite busy. And if you notice it carefully, the forms, if I kind of expanded it 100% through this original system itself, the non-nu in Thai letter would look like the one on your right. And there's a lot of confusion pairs. It might be mistaken for bo bai mai.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this is quite challenge for, especially for like very first type design, for her to do something that very complex, because it's not like directly that you have the bold that's weight and then you can make it thin weight directly. She had to like rethink about it and then try to find a way to make it more sensible if she want to like expand it to more than just one way.
So this was the solution that I came up with. But I think I is a stretch because it was like a whole collective thing at that point. So many people guided me through this process as well because no, in the thin weight ended up looking like the one on your right. It was quite a tricky task because, if I follow the system 100%, it doesn't look right. So I had to kind of take another path and look at it from a visual standpoint itself. So kind of needed to sit down and analyze what the characteristics of Mikom was. Original name was Cutter, by the way. We changed it to Mikom afterwards. So the original characteristics for Mikom was that there were a lot of sharp cuts near the joints here. Yeah, so we needed to kind of transfer that image onto the thin weights. So we introduced this diagonal cut in the thin weight itself to kind of mimic or capture the essence that was found in bolder weights. So this was the system that we ended up going with. So now the interpolation looks something like this. So it works overall now, and it kind of captures the sense of Mikom a little bit better. But the whole challenge to Anurag Patana is kind of needing to balance the past designer's intention in mind, while kind of having to bring the typeface into working in present context, which was a very tricky task, I would say.
Yeah, so I think Mikom is the good example for Anurag and Patana.
Yeah.
What does it mean again?
Yeah, conservation and development.
Yes.
My bad.
And we have a lot of fun in this project, right?
Yeah.
We still working on a lot more, I hope. Right?
It's an ongoing project, so we continuously pick out a lot of the dry transfer or for example, the signages that we see and keep expanding our Anurag Patana project. So it's an ongoing project.
And you can meet our font in our catalog.
We hope to release all the typeface that you see sometime soon on modern platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is the modern platform that you mentioned? For me, it's a platform that allow consumer to find
Yeah.
us, to
Yeah.
find our product.
I didn't grow up with like physical things, but I heard that digital font used to have the physical one, but with the small size of file, so they like allow you to go online faster
I see.
than other things.
And now on the streaming too.
Yeah, I think font is go to online store faster than other products, but and then it still like stay as it is for more than other things. And then the other thing like music and movie start go to online and then become the streaming platform, which is at first many of you might think that it's not worth to pay the thing that you cannot handle like own. Me as well, I live with this physical thing. When the movie is go the digital file, I cannot get it at first, but now everyone have at least one subscription on your phone, right?
At least.
That means
At least.
at least. Yeah, that means the movie and music you have mostly streaming. They have like two sides of coin that streaming is not like fairly enough with the designer or developer who build the stuff. But in the other way, I think it's good for the user because the user can like explore more fun or things that go online.
Yes.
I think like just to add, it's also quite low commitment for users as well because kind of like movies, you don't really have to buy a single movie and then have to sit through the whole movie even though you don't really enjoy it. You know, like you basically are able to pick and choose from a library of like movies or typefaces that you would actually enjoy watching or using. It also gets rid of a lot of the issues with well-known fonts being overused as well. Because when you hear about it and it's popular, I should get it, and then people keep using the same things over and over. You see the same things over and over again.
Because of the budget.
Yeah. Also because of the budget as well.
Yeah, because Thailand market is quite small because of we don't have a lot of users that going willing to buy. So that's why we cannot do the same market as a major language like Latin that you can buy it around the world. But Thai is only Thai people only. So it's quite hard to do the same market.
So you mean that the reason why we skip from the e-commerce, right?
Yes, because we lucky enough to have custom font as our main product, but for someone who cannot like have the main product as a custom font, I think it's quite hard to live in just only retail in Thailand. That's why we didn't like aggressive on the retail that much because as you know that font take like a lot of time and take a lot of effort. So if we are going to do the retail, we have to make sure that it can mass selling. Yeah, sell like a lot of
make
sale
money.
to make enough money to live. So that's why we didn't like do something like more experiment enough. So I think with this streaming platform that allow you to pick and choose a lot of font, it will be benefit for general user and small business. I think for the big corporation, is not work with them because they don't want to like pay it like every single year.
And let's talk about another benefit for us, for designer. Because of the wide range of choice for our users, they can try variable fonts, they can try color fonts. It's the reason why we are focusing on the project that to research and develop our product, right?
With streaming, it allows us to do something more like experiment and do something more like fashionable or like something more related to the technology today. As you know that the wearable font that actually it been here for a long, but for Thai it's still quite new because you cannot afford to buy the whole family with the wearable.
Yes.
So the streaming allow you to use whatever you want.
For example, font for this identity will release in next year, right?
Who made it?
Who made it?
You.
Me, okay.
Yeah, it's the font that at first it start from the font that we want to put it on the
Like,
bottom. Yeah, right.
Like those what is it, like warning, like alcohol,
Yes.
don't drink under
Yeah.
20, the very small compressed ones.
Yeah, that's why it's called chalak, right?
Yes.
Because the intention at first is to use it like for the small, very small label. So with this kind of service that is coming, it's already there in some like some service that you subscription with the software and you can also access the font already. And I think the font streaming it will become the main part for the design industry.
Yes.
For like
Especially in Thailand.
especially in Thailand. In outside Thailand, it's already there. Yeah, but in Thailand, it will coming very soon.
Yes.
So yeah, with streaming coming, so I think we have to do something to promote it,
Yes.
to
Find
to
a way
let-
to connect to our retail audience,
Yes.
right?
to connect with audience. We already did the kind of podcast, YouTube, even TikTok, right? Yeah, we
Yes.
do this.
Now we
is
have
we have
TikTok.
to
Please follow
like,
us, please.
yeah, to share our knowledge and to promote our product as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still not enough, right?
Yes.
So, what kind of the media that you think it will be like more friendly for the like general user?
Yeah, because our target audience also shifts. Now we're focusing on the general public. So
Yes.
that is why we would like to introduce you to Type Boy.
Yes, our manga series for communicate with our retail audience. Nowadays, there are numerous platforms right, that's used by individuals who are necessarily be designers, but they still have to select font.
We have been talk about how to promote things, right? And then we came up with the manga, which is I think most of you have at least once read the manga or like cartoon, and I am the one who grew up with read manga, and even nowadays the cartoon or manga is also have the teach you the things
Yes.
for the
Yes.
especially for children. So I think this is the media that gonna help you for not just only designers but for the wider audience, like such as content
Students.
creators, students,
Yes.
bloggers, something. Yeah, so I think it will be helpful because we cannot just use only like serif and serif, loop and loopless
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
speak to other people because they think that why we have to know that. So
Yes.
I think nowadays we have to like more friendly to talk with the audience
Yes.
by using the tag.
The tags. Yeah. This tag is you have to click again.
Yes.
This tag is also in our manga series. So if you are not designer, you don't have to understand. As Knaz said, you don't have to understand the classification. You don't have to understand how different for transitional serif and modern serif. Right? You just follow the tags that relate to your work.
Yeah,
So, for
so-
example, if you have a work that requires like a sense of elegance, maybe you choose typefaces that falls into the luxurious the category and just follow the tags.
Yeah, so for the classification, it still work very well, but this is just like to make it more friendly for the user.
Yes.
So to introduce you to understand this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And this manga, before I introduce Uni, okay, sorry. Her name is Uni, and his name is M. Can you guess what where the his
Yeah,
name
well, can you
from.
guess where the name came from?
If you immediately know that you are type nerd because UD is from Unicode and M is from EM, right?
Which
And
is
this
a
manga-
unit of measurement in type.
Yes. And this manga wrote by พี่ปกป้อง
Yay.
Okay, this is some parts of our
Yeah,
from our
so
manga.
this is a part, some like quick preview.
Now we have only in Thai, right?
Yeah, I hope that if it got good enough feedback, maybe we can do something more.
Yes. And you can get this manga tomorrow in our pop-up store.
Yep.
So this manga, as you can see, this manga serves as a beginner guide for who want to select fonts and is tell about the Thai classification. Is easily understand Thai classification and also the font pairing
Font
and
pairings.
how to access our font.
Yes.
Can you click again? Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's already done.
Yeah, already done. You just skip.
Yeah, so we hope that manga will be the medium that we can use to communicate with wider audience.
Yeah.
And also the font that will introduce you to the font that will coming,
In these coming years.
yeah, so
Yes.
this coming year on the online platform.
Especially in the popular streaming platform.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. As they said, okay, you can have the copy of Type Boy tomorrow at the W Hotel. Just go to the register and then tell the people on the table that you really want one of the copy. All right. And questions to our designers? Okay, Piri.
Okay, firstly, I have to praise you all for Anurag Patana. There are some foundries specialized in revival that they revive many beautiful fonts, but I can't find a place to use it. But I buy their products anyway because I want to support the industry. But what you guys are doing is like struck in the middle between conserve and development. So it's really good.
Thank you.
My question is how you decide when you see a lot of examples from dry transfer or signage, how you decide whether this example is marketable or not, and is there any examples that you find so beautiful but that you decided not to revive them because they won't sell?
We have a lot of dry transfer at our office, and then we like put it on the table, pick and choose. I have to say that at first we selected it from personal preference at first because if you're not into the stuff that you are going to do, it's quite hard to like keep the
Spirit going.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
yes. And then once we have the first one, and then we have to discuss that where are you going to use it, because this is the main things that we have been doing for a long time. That how you going to use it. So if you can answer that question, I think I have no problem with work with it. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a typeface that can be only used in very specific situations, sometimes we kind of avoid that more because it won't be really picked and choose out of from the crowd more. And also we kind of have to understand what the market is missing at the moment as well, because like we want to fill and provide people with like the most choices available, not just stick to the same styles over and over again, which is
and because of streaming platform too.
yes.
That allows.
Yeah. So I think we want to find the font that we can use like more than just once.
Yeah.
Yes, that the main one. That's the main thing that we really focus on.
Any other questions?
We have room for one more question. Okay.
Just a quick question about the history behind those letters you use. Like, do you have any idea of who designed them and when they were designed originally?
We have some information about that. I have to say that most of them just fade away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For marathon, we pick from the signage. So
So
we're
it's
not
hard
sure
to find.
Yes.
Yeah.
who the exact artist was.
But if we know who are doing this, mostly we just try out to reach them to
Yeah.
like have a little chat, just like Ajahn Manop that
yes.
PV that have the interview with with him for the one of the most notable font that bring us to the like the loopless style.
Yeah.
So we try to do what we can do as typography and also for the education as well, because our designer, a lot of them also like teaching on the design school as well. That's why we also care about it.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. That's the end of the first day, the discussions day.